Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the market close for Monday. What is it? January 2026. It's the 26th. There we go. Oh boy, what a day. The market started exactly as I was thinking. We had a green day going through most of the day. Then, I don't know what happened. People must have, were investors having sour milk for lunch? Because they came back from lunch and yeah, the market's been red ever since. And in fact, right now, the market is in the red in Canada. Actually, the United States, another story altogether. But we did have our green morning. So we had that. We'll have to see where things are going to be heading in the afternoon. Let's actually pull the market up. Let's jump on in, see what we got. As you can see here, we have, and I'm going to make this a little bigger, guys. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. All right, let's see. Whoops, that's the wrong direction. Oh, come on. Don't start doing this to me, guys. Oh, well, it's, you can see it. You can almost see it. For some reason, it's not. Sometimes the mouse just does not react the way it should. I got to get a new mouse, guys. I need a new mouse. Um, a bit of red definitely coming down. Right now, we're sitting at 0.16 on the red side. Still having a really solid January. Oh gosh. Well, if this continues into tomorrow, I might have some good trades to perhaps jump into in the morning. So I'll see how that goes. Now, I did say the U.S. different story. Different story. They're up. The S&P 500 is up 0.65%. Look at this. It's pushing up. They have not looked back today. They've been doing fantastic. And the NASDAQ, similar story, up 0.53%, although the NASDAQ is seeing a little bit of that sell-off, So interesting story. Dow Jones also having a strong day, up 0.76. And our little guys, the Russell, after this big mess last week, looks like they're slowly starting to, I don't want to say recover, not yet, but they're at least up 0.39%. Now, you might be thinking, what's going on? Why are we in trouble? Has gold fallen or something? Well, gold today, it is up 1.41. Now, we did have a little bit. If you notice, this is kind of lines up with the beginning of the fall of Canada. We did have a little bit of this downward scale. So definitely interesting. Silver, oh boy, silver having a pretty good day. They're up 6.12, but look at this. Silver exploded in the morning, and it did the same thing. So I don't know. I don't actually know what the catalyst was for this. I didn't see it. If you guys know, throw it in. But yeah, and now silver looks to be recovering, and copper up 0.45. So not too shabby. Well, it's on a red candle, though. You never like that. WTI down 0.59, and crypto is in the green today. So both Bitcoin and, well, Bitcoin's sitting now at 87,728. So they're having some good days. So let's get into the heat map. Let's see what's going on here. First thing I noticed, a little bit of red in the banks. We got Royal Bank down 1.30, CIBC's down 0.93, BMO down 0.54. Scotiabank, though, was up 0.20, so there is that. So what can I say? Most of the minerals are looking good, except for this is kind of an unusual one for Cameco. Look at Cameco, down 2.55%. Holy banana bread. Oil, mostly, oil's actually not looking too bad, other than Canadian Natural Resources down 0.69, and Tourmaline also down 0.18, but everybody else is up a tiny bit, so not too shabby. A lot of our consumer staples seems to definitely be looking down. Look at that. Loblaw's down 1.27. Alimentation Couche-Tard down 1.77. Metro down. Weston down. Oh boy. we got a little bit of everything happening there for sure. All right. Jumping south of the border, technology for the most part is actually looking pretty good, other than a couple of outsiders. We got Microsoft up 1.33, Google up 1.83, Apple up a good 3%. But Nvidia's down, well, about 0.7. Tesla, though, definitely down a little bit, 3.25. So what can I say? Broadcom, though, is having a good day, up 1.93. So that's not too shabby. All right. No crypto. Crypto, like I said, they're having a pretty good day here. Uh-oh, is my mouse not going to scroll for me? Um, it's tradition around here to pick. I'm fighting with the mouse. I'm fighting with the mouse to get us in there. It is a tradition around here. We like to pick a coin. We like to just pick an altcoin that's doing the opposite of what the market is doing. I want to go deep. I want to go deep. No, you know what? Let's grab this one here. I have no idea what we're about to look at. Um, it's the meth protocol. No, my head's in the way, guys. I know. But yeah, this coin is called Meth Protocol. I'm like, is there? I don't even know if there's anything I can say about this one. I don't know if there's anything at all I can say. Oh boy, it is funny for sure. Let me see. I'm just gonna put me on the side here for the. Oops. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh gosh, I lost. There we go. There, just so you guys can see the name. I don't want you to think I'm making up this name. Um, so yeah, I don't know what this is. Maybe, maybe it's about drugs. It could be about the big drugs, like the crystal drugs. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what this is all about. Oh boy. um, Boy, and part of its actual ticker is D, as in cook meth. Oh boy. Um, I feel like I've just gotten on some watch lists. I just from looking at this, I feel like I'm on watch lists now. I don't know. Um, Yikes, guys! Don't buy this. Don't buy the meth protocol. Let's just leave it alone. There's 15,000 of these altcoins. Okay. Oh, I timed out for a moment. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. Anyway, like I said, guys, these are not the ones to be buying. If you want to if you want to invest in a coin, invest in some of the big coins, like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin is a good one to be in. All right, getting frozen in the middle of my thing, that certainly threw me off. So that's the same thing we had yesterday. I don't know what's going on. As just because we had that happen yesterday, I went down and did a full recycle of the modem, just to be sure, because I've never had problems like this before. Well, let's hope that's a rarity. Let's hope that's a rarity. All right, jumping back to you guys. Holy banana bread. I gotta just drag this over here. So there we go. All right, Brian is in the house first with a good afternoon, everyone. And we got Kelly in the house with a hi, Brian. And happy dig out day. Yes, a lot of snow, guys. A lot of snow. Oh, you want to see something interesting, guys? So yesterday on the live stream, I did a chart and I charted a breakout. I charted a breakout on what was it? Was it I? Oops, I got to up here. Come on, guys. Hello. There we go. Even that was a little sluggish. But I did it. I think it was IVN. Was it IVN that I did it on? Come on, guys. Yeah, right here. So here's the breakout. I charted the breakout where I thought it was gonna do today, and yeah, look at this. Like you cannot. I mean, that's pretty. Normally, and I tell you, I don't play these because they're a little unreliable, but sometimes when they're right, they're very right. And this one, yeah, this one was pretty darn right. And I mentioned I like to use the length of my channel as my breakout because I find a better chance of it being right. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing because where we did that yesterday, I said, oh, we'll look back on it tomorrow. And today's tomorrow. So there we go. Oh, boy. All right, Ms. K is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. And Claude says, hello. I think silver is up a little, but don't tell anyone. No, I won't tell anyone at all. Actually, I just made that video today. I finished the editing. It's already done. So that's the Friday video. Friday's video is done. It's ready to go. I'll drop it on YouTube on Thursday for the channel members, and then everybody else can see it on Friday. So that's pretty cool. Brian, today is either Taco Monday or everyone received their coupon for 100% tariff discount. Perhaps, perhaps. Um, it was actually funny. After the stream yesterday, because just as I had logged out, I saw just at the last second a comment come in from oh boo 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 boo. Oh, I don't know who it was. Somebody sent a comment in right at the last second about something going down, or futures going down. And I was like, oh crap, could I be wrong? Because I had predicted a green day today. And I was right up until lunch. And then after lunch, everything kind of went to bananas. But I was checking out a few things, and there was all of these people fear mongering on YouTube. Like Meet Kevin had a video, and a couple of others, and they're all going on about it's gonna be a giant disaster today. And I'm like, no, it really isn't. And everything they were going on about Japan's carry trade, just the whole thing. And I was like, oh gosh, if I'm wrong, I'll be epically wrong. And one of these days, maybe that'll be the case. Maybe we'll get to that one time when the fearmongers are actually right. But I slept peacefully. I slept very peacefully, nonetheless. Lily is in the house with happy Monday, everyone. Niece says, hey all, today I made it. Holy banana bread, niece, you made it on time. This is fantastic. Welcome for sure. Brian says, good afternoon, Kelly. Larry says, what's this about Alberta joining the USA? Oh boy, is that in the news again? So there's been news, like, there's always been talk about, Alberta's not happy with Canada. Alberta feels that they're not being treated fairly. And one of the things, there has, on their next election, they're actually going to have a referendum on whether, and it's a long process if they do decide to separate from Canada. I don't think it's going to happen, but anything can happen, I guess. And we're kind of learning that now. If Alberta were to separate from Canada, I think joining the USA might be their better play instead of standing it alone. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's what you're hearing. But even if everybody was on board with that happening, it would take a long time to do that. It's not something where they can just sort of say tomorrow, the Stars and Stripes start playing in the schools tomorrow. It's not that fast. Abby says, hi all, just 4 minutes late. Nice. Brian says, so you have my ex-brother-in-law, Larry. He was an idiot that signed the petition. I told him Trump approves and to have fun with that. Oh boy. Let's see. Larry says, Bayer, 1372 account, up 3.68 for the day. Oh, that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby at all. Sue says, hi all, investors are getting a little nervous because of the BOJ. All right, yeah, the Bank of Japan carry trade unwind. Some indicators are showing that the unwind is possible, so institutions are a little nervous. Yeah, and that's kind of where some people, and I was mentioning the fearmongers, so they were really doubling down on this, like, it's gonna tank everything. It's not a good thing, obviously, but here's the thing, it's not coming like a black swan. It's not like people are, that it's going to come out of the blue. It's more or less people kind of get an idea. And there is an election coming up in Japan that could certainly impact it. So there is time for people who are affected by this to to do what they can to minimize any kind of damage that this might do, especially if you're looking at interest rates changing. Larry says, Brian, tell your native ex-brother-in-law you'll trade him beads for land. I like that. Interesting that BNS has the least exposure to the U.S. domestic market and is the only one up. All right. Still waiting to board Air Canada at 1918. Oh boy. I'm back in on a trade on Air Canada. Of course, I've got the one in the challenge, but I did make a swing trade this morning on Air Canada. I think I got in at 1920. And I was happy with that because I'm just, I'm going to ride the channel. So I'm just sort of, excuse me, coming over here. Let's go to Air Canada and you can sort of see their channel. Now, here's the thing. They actually wicked down this morning. Well, they wicked down all the way to what, 1910. I would have liked to have gotten in there, but I actually used a limit order. I was like, I'll be happy. 1920, I'll be happy, and I'll play it until about 1970, right about here. So on the way back up. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that one. All right. Is it just me or is the stream lagging and stopping? I think, yeah, I froze. I don't know what's going on. The polar vortex strikes again. You were bad with the meth coin and had to take a time out. That's it. Meth screws everybody, including the stream. Good afternoon. Mary's in the house with a hello all. Of course, guys, that means because Mary is our captain of the official like button. So guys, it's time to hit the like button. If you haven't done it yet, be sure to do that. And I want to check something here really quickly here. Yeah, it is on. I just wanted to make sure the Financial Express announcement is on because we are still in the Financial Express. I'll talk about that in 2 seconds here. Oh, I love that. Whew. So yeah, the Financial Express, we actually started that in December and it's going strong. So every day you guys have the opportunity to add another stream because normally I do one market close a week. That's on Wednesdays. And there's an opportunity, it kind of became a tradition that on Wednesdays we give an opportunity to get a Friday show. But with the Financial Express in December, as kind of our Christmas event, I turned it on for the whole month. So you guys had the opportunity to add as many shows as you want. And you guys added every single one. And as a reward for that, I was like, I'm not stopping the Financial Express. You guys are. So basically, we've still going strong. We have not missed a show. Once we miss a show, we'll go back to the old schedule. But for now, we're still going strong, and it is continuing. So if you want to add a show tomorrow, Tuesday, then either for supers, for gifted subs, combination of them, whatever works. And we'll add a show. We'll add a show to the calendar for tomorrow. We do already have a Wednesday show no matter what, because that is our regular show. All right. So we got that. Now let's see here. Marceline says afternoon all. And let's see, I don't think it was IVN. I think you added a different stock for the swing trade possibility. There was a couple. There was actually two, Brian. So there was IVN. So there was this one here, and I didn't say it was a possibility. I said it was going to break. I said it had a good chance of breaking out, and I put the line in here for it. But the other one we were looking at was this one, which I said I will not play, Guru. Because Guru was in an ascending channel, and I was like saying, basically there was a lot of slop, and this here was all slop pretty much right here. So I was saying if it goes up, that's where it was going to go up, because somebody was saying that somebody said it was going to break up there, but it didn't. Instead, it broke down, and interestingly enough, if it broke down, I was thinking it would break down, it would break down roughly this amount. This is how much it should have broke down. And look at that. That's pretty much what it broke down. Now, it might continue. It could certainly continue. Whoever is into the Guru, and I think that's the energy drink, it's time for you to find a new channel. This was not a great channel. It's not something I would have played. I would not have played this. And mind you, I wouldn't play the IVN one either because I don't play breakouts typically. But that's kind of what I was thinking with this one. All right. Samantha is in the house with a hello, everyone. And Larry says, carrier strike group is chilling and waiting to hit Iran. Oh boy, yeah, that could be interesting. I hope it doesn't happen this week. There's already enough pressure with the Fed's rate decision later in the week, and of course over here in the Bank of Canada, they're kind of giving hints that they're not going to cut the rate, and we all know that the Bank of Canada is not cutting that rate. In fact, I really don't even. I'm about 80% that they won't cut it at all this year. So. We're not going to, the rate cuts unless something drastic changes. All right. Roku says, hello, all tangent. Are those roses behind your 3D printed or Lego? Oh, those are Lego. Those are, the roses back there are Lego roses. Yes. Yeah. No, the white figurines. Let's just see here so I can see what you're seeing. Oh, those little white figurines, those are Lego too. They're actually snow troopers. They're mostly snow troopers, and the little black one on the side is Darth Vader. So, and that ties into the Snow Walker. So, yeah, they are. It's all Lego. It's all, well, not the mug. The mug is actually a real mug, and that's a real stuffed animal back there. The rabbit is Lego as well. So, just putting that out there. Brian says, gotta love how Trump changed it from the Department of Defense to the Department of War and still wants a peace prize. Yeah. Well, he was saying he should get a Nobel Peace Prize every time he stops a war. So, how many would that be? It depends on who's doing the math, I guess. Let's see. Why do I still care? In regards to Alberta separating, say goodbye to your free health care. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Alberta separated, that would be one thing that they would have to say goodbye to. You would be looking at, a different one for sure. Let's see. Rob, Candace, on your trading view, how do you bring up the S&P TSX? Quite literally. So, all right, let me pull this up here. So yeah, here's my TSX right here. So when I was looking for the TSX, basically I went to my plus. And I came over here and I typed in TSX, and then right here it comes up. So here it is, the S&P TSX composite index. So there it is, right there for you. And you can do the same thing with like when I did the Nasdaq. When I did it, I didn't actually know I didn't actually know that it was NDX. I just typed in Nasdaq. And actually, I misspelt it there, and I still got it. NASDAQ, and then it brought it up. And so I was looking for the index. And I did the same thing with the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the Russell. So yeah, it's pretty simple to do it that way. And, you can always back test it. Like if you pull one up and you're like, is this the real one? You can look at the value. You can always go to a site that already shows you the S&P 500 or the TSX and just verify that you're getting the same data. Scott says, what's going on with Ferran sliding down over the past few days? Good question. I don't know. It's weird that I'm on the side again, but oh well. we can live with it, I guess. Let's pull up Ferran. All right. First of all, here we go. So yeah, down 2.85 here. That's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm looking here. And I'm just going to I'll pull up the 1 year. This little pullback, yeah, that's absolutely normal. I don't see anything abnormal, but there's nothing wrong with going to the news and seeing if there's anything in there, because sometimes, yes, there can be an issue. Let's see here. Third quarter, yeah, we haven't really had any news, significant news, so I wouldn't be super concerned with it. Brian says, that was Guru. Ouch, it did go down. Yes. Candace, you have to stop saying you have to find a new channel. Oh, I get it, yes. Yeah, yeah. It's like go away, folks. Stop bugging me. I want to be by myself. I hear ya. That's actually very funny. Scott says every time I hear Iran mentioned, I think of a flock of seagulls. Ah, yes. Yeah, they were like 80s, I believe. Let's see. Thank you, Candace. Oh, you're welcome. Marina, hi all. Hope I am not too late. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. The bell. We aren't even at the bell yet. There's like a good 4 minutes to the bell. Let's see. The cassette in Israel may be split in March, forcing an election. Netanyahu had to win or be prosecuted, so attack has to happen soon, plus people getting over it. So 2 to 4 week operation. Okay. That is interesting. That is very, very interesting for sure. Yeah. Now see, stuff like that makes me want to pay attention to oil because obviously, if we get a major attack on Iran, that's gonna probably impact oil a bit for sure. So I think that's something to pay attention to, guys. Holy cow. Oh, well, what can I say? What can I say? Yeah. I find that hilarious. I find that whole telling people to find a new channel very funny. Oh well, it happens. Oh, today I got a funny thing from I get an email from actually from YouTube, and I was looking at it. I'm like, what? And it said congratulations on 500 subscribers. I'm like 500? What are you talking about? Did I just lose a whole bunch of subscribers? So I don't know. They just sent me a congratulations on 500 subs. But speaking of subs, we are getting darn close to that 10,000 mark. So very excited about that. We're gonna have our 10,000 sub celebration. In fact, it's gonna be 10,000 seconds long. And just to give you an idea, how close are we? It's like I should almost get a. You know what I should do for tomorrow? If we have a show tomorrow, I should get a countdown or something that I can put on the screen. So right now we are 86. We're 86 away. We'll see how quickly that happens, but so I am looking at doing a 10, and it's going to be kind of like the community versus the timer. We're going to have a community versus the timer event. So I'm going to have like I'm thinking of having a wheel with some games on it that we spin. We gives us a game. We play a game. We earn points, and our goal is to earn 10,000 points before the 10,000 seconds runs out. So it could be really interesting. We could all fail badly, but it will be us versus the clock. So we'll all be working together. It'll be a cooperative thing. Holy banana bread, guys. We are within a minute to the bell, so it is coming. It's coming for sure. All right. Scott says C&Q was down most of the day, and suddenly it's up now. Really? Now I'm kind of curious. Let me pull up the heat map. Right now, yeah, but this is 15 minutes delayed on here because it's the Canadian stuff. So, but yeah, look, it's actually doing pretty good. So CNQ is it's pulling together. Let's see. Marceline says, "Come on, folks, let's get other sub to this channel. It'll happen. It'll happen, guys. I'm in no hurry because yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And plus, I need time to build it, which is, I'm going to be so busy. And guys, guess what? It is market close time. There we go. And I can turn off the alarm. The market is now closed. Welcome to the after hours. Here we are. This is great. We'll see what CNQ looks like. I'll refresh here just to see if I got any update. Oh, look at this. Now negative 0.3. Could they get into the green? How about the TSX? No, it's still pretty deep. It's still pretty deep. Oh boy. All right. Lily says, thanks for the video on 9-point cash ETF. How does this compare with global X and purpose cash ETFs? Okay. So yeah, the new video, the one that's coming out tomorrow, of course, the channel members like Lily can watch it now. I think all I just want to be clear, like, all of the cash ETFs, and there's a bunch of them. So you've got the 9.1 I introduced in this video. There is also cash, simply cash. There is T cash, which I'm using in the challenge at the moment. There's also, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to try to name them all, but they all work relatively the same. So the general idea is that, and here, I'll pull one up here. Let's just pull up, we'll pull up Tcash right now, TCSH, because that's the one I'm using in the challenge. So they typically work the same. And when you're viewing, okay, here we go. We had another little one of those little thingies. I was trying to pull up the page and it wasn't coming up. And then I looked back at the monitor and I was like, what's going on? But all right, I think we're good now. So these work they're very systematic. Like they basically, well, here's basically the idea. So if you look here, you normally get in, of course, this is your ex-dividend day, and then it builds until the next ex-dividend day. So if you think of it, here's the best way to think of it. So as you're climbing up here, this is you making the dividend. You're making the dividend, you're paid the dividend. You're making the dividend, you're paid the dividend. So if you leave halfway through, well, if you started here, you still made half of your dividend. You just don't get it as a dividend. You get it instead as the price change on the cash ETF. But because they're so predictable, going up and down, and they're moving basically from, in this case here, this one moves roughly from 50 to about $50.14. So it's always moving in that way. So you can use it as a place to sort of park your cash. So what I like to do is I like to drop my cash in on ex-dividend day because that's when it's at the lowest. So that's when I normally do. And also I'll sell it whenever. I don't care. Like some people are like, oh, but you know what? You want to wait and get the dividend. I'm like, I don't care because the price is higher. I'm still getting the dividend. So I'm still getting, it may not be, it may not be the most ideal situation, but I'm still getting it. So here's the general idea. So when you're looking at these, and you can come down here, and this will show you a distribution. In this case right now, it's showing you 2.987% yield. Now, this is an average over the last 12 months. Most dividends that you see, most of these yields, they're usually presented to you as the average over the last 12 months. So it's not always accurate. And why is it not accurate? Well, let me show you. By going into the back end, and you can look and you can sort of see how much they have paid out. So the last one was 10.5 cents. So that's the next one on February 5th. The previous couple were 11 cents. We got a 13 cents, a 12 cents. So right now you could tell that the yield number that they're showing you is higher, is definitely higher than what you're getting this next time, because it is on the lower side. And these are, of course, impacted a little bit by interest rates. So when interest rates get cut, you will find that these will come down a little bit, but they're significantly better than what you're going to get with, let's say, for example, a traditional savings account. Now, you can get some good rates with a traditional savings account as an as an introduction rate, but once that goes away, you're usually getting less than a percent. Actually, you're getting usually about 0.1% in some of them. So yeah, this is a good way to just park cash. It's a good way you can park it, especially if you are, let's say you want to have some cash that you set aside that you're going to use for dollar cost averaging. Well, instead of just having it sit there doing nothing, you might as well make a tiny bit of money with a cash ETF. Now, I think a part of what you were saying was, how do you compare them? You mentioned NSAV. Let's just pull up We'll compare the two, NSAV right here. So this is their 9.1. All right. Now, in this case here, it's the same, I mean, it looks the same, doesn't it? This one ranges from about $50.30 up to $50.40. And you'll see here the distribution yield 2.871. So you might look at that and then look at this and say, oh, well, sorry, let's go back to the original. And you'll look at this and say, oh, well, 2.9 is higher. That's the one I should go with. Not necessarily. So we already said this last one was paying out $10.05. Cents have paying out their last. Come back. All right. Oh, I noticed it did a little thing again. Oh gosh. Well, hopefully this has got to change. I can't have that. All right. So what I was saying is 12 cents. So 12.4 cents for NSAV, and it's the same general idea. So if you go back and you take a look, and you go into the key data. In this case here, you can see they have consistently, they've consistently played a little bit higher. Or actually they've been more consistent. Let's just say it this way. When we look here at T-Cash, like I said, they had some higher ones, and that might be skewing up that number a little bit. Whoops, I actually want to go to other key data. You'll notice they had a few like 14 cents, 13. So they had a few higher ones. That's probably helping to pull their number up a tiny bit. You're just dealing, and honestly, you're just dealing with, it's not like a much. It's not like you're going to find one that has 1% more. You're dealing with fractions. Like you are really dealing with fractions. So I always say this, whichever one you like, you're probably fine. The whole idea between all of them is that one, you're just getting a little bit more money. You're getting your money to work and actually, at least at the very least, keep up with inflation opposed to just sitting there depreciating. That's kind of the whole general idea behind them. All right, holy banana bread. And I think it knocked me off. No, it didn't. What? Hippo saying 10,000 seconds is 2.7 hours. Yeah, it'll be a long one. So we'll probably do it. I think we'll probably have to do it on I don't know if we can do, well, we could do it at night. We'll figure it out. Once we get to 10,000, it's not like I'm going to hit 10,000 subs and we're going to instantly go straight into a live stream. We'll plan it out. We'll get it going. All right. Samantha says, I was looking at AGCC this morning, but it shot up first thing. Oh, it sure did. But it has come back a little bit. So hopefully it is. Let's see, 2.7 hours works out to 2 hours, 42 minutes. Okay, yeah, I think that was about the right length, yeah. So it'll be just a little bit longer than the Sunday stream. So looks like they finished slightly down pretty much on the day. Yeah, oh boy. Marina, have you discussed USAR before? I spent the weekend educating myself on the free landscape and how USAR will change it down the road. Will Canada and the USA collaborate on their projects? I don't think I've talked about USAR. And I don't think I have enough information to talk on USAR, to be honest. I have never seen, I've probably seen it at one point or another. It's just not ringing any bells at the moment. So that is something I would have to look into. I'm pretty sure it's not a ticker though. Well, here, let's bring up Google quickly and just see if it can give me enough to spark something in me. USAR, here we go. Oh, is it a stock? That's interesting. I did not think it was a stock. USA Rare Earth. Okay, are we talking about the stock, or are you talking about some organization? All right. We may have actually looked at this once, to be honest. I remember we were looking at Rare Earth, and it wasn't even that long ago. So yeah, one of the things I had mentioned when we looked at it, let's just pull that up here. Um, is that, yeah, I like it. I like it overall. I think it's good. Now, mind you, it's not as straightforward as what we've been seeing material-wise in Canada, but I think, they're investing in a lot of precious metals. That is kind of a good thing. So I think it's okay. Honestly, I still like the Canadian investments better. When you look at something like this, yeah, it's up 26.72 from about 13. So it has doubled. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what happened here. It's like they found a stalagmite when they were looking for their materials, but I'm not sure what happened there. I like the idea of what they're doing. I think, and this here is, a lot of these metals, a lot of these materials, I think are going to be big. And I believe this one is also looking, is this one looking at tungsten as well? I thought maybe there was tungsten in here. I could be completely off my rocker on that one, but for some reason I thought they had tungsten. It doesn't tell me, it's not telling me anything here, is it? Nope, it's not telling me at all what they got. Um, but nonetheless, I think materials, like any type, all materials, honestly, I think are going to be big. I think they're going to be huge. So as you know, I'm very big on, of course, gold, silver, and copper. But outside of that, I think other materials too are going to do well, like zinc, tungsten. Um, I'm a little less bullish on lithium, but I still think it will do okay. But yeah, so this could be interesting. I haven't really done a lot of deep diving into this one company, but you know, it could be interesting. And as you said, you spent some time looking at it, so no, it could be interesting. All right, Bleak says, "Hey all." Okay, Uppa says, "I took a deeper dive into the new Evolve ETF NT, and I'm not sure it's a good ETF to invest on. The underlying assets have not changed to grow as much as it is inferred in the yield." Okay, interesting. And this is the same issue that is impacting Biggie. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to super dive into NT yet. Um, Now I did grab some in the challenge, but I haven't gone crazy on it just to see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens with it. All right, Candace, come back. I know. There's like quite literally, with the setup I'm using and the internet I'm using, I've never had this happen in like 3 years, in the last 3 years, or maybe even 4 years. So it's weird that it's just the last couple of days. So there must be something. It is, Rogers is supplying it, so there must be something going on their end. Because I've checked everything on this end, and everything is a-okay. Uh, Stephen is in the house. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for the membership. Oh, that's right. Why do I still care? Want a membership from Wahipple yesterday. All right. Ian said, "Had an idea. You need a sound effect to announce a goat clip coming, like a goat alarm. Might be fun." Huh. A goat. I gotta see. Yeah, I want to actually, I want to look into that. I don't have any real sound effects yet. Well, I have some. I do have some, I think. Here, let me see here. Um, Here, I'm going to go into my media assets, and I'm pretty sure I got some sounds. All right, tell me if you can hear these. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but here, we'll try this one here. Okay, did you guys hear a sound? That's what I want to know. And let's see. Let's try this one as well. Okay, so I played two sounds. I have no clue if you can hear them, but let me know. Let me know what you heard, if you heard something. Because then if that's the case, I just have to upload it and put it in there. So let's see, a gong. Okay, so you could hear it. All right, cool. So we do have some sounds. Let's see, I was mentioning NCF for tungsten. All right, yeah, exactly. We were talking a little bit about tungsten. We do have some in Canada, by the way. I mean, Canada is so blessed. Like we have a lot. Actually, I watched a YouTube video the other day, and they were talking about the future. and that one of the biggest resources in the world that a lot of places are struggling to get more of, Canada has a ton of. Can you guess what that resource is? Let's see who guesses it first. So a resource that Canada has a ton of that's going to become huge in the future. And oh, that could be, yeah, that could be a trouble. That could be trouble for us with people wanting to take it from us, but we'll see. Newell, I'm here. I'm late. Get a soundboard like Jim Cramer. That will add credibility. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's what I need. All right. Let's see here. Yes, yes, yep. Gong. Uranium is your guess. No. Uranium, though, is a great guess. We have the best uranium in the world. But Samantha in first with water. Yeah, it's water, fresh water. Like so many countries are struggling, and so many countries have one of the things this video showed is the amount of fresh water over time and how a lot of countries have been depleting their own fresh water, except not Canada. Our fresh water, we have maintained the amount of water we have, no issues. Water is going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, and also no got in with Noki. Noki, there we go. Noki got in with water as well. The gong was the better of the two. Yeah, and I got other sounds too. Oh boy. I have a heartbeat. Here we go. Let's give you a heartbeat. We also have a drum roll. Oh, we got a drum roll. And we got an applause. And I think that's all the ones I have. Now I have a button here that says more sounds. And that's where I add my sounds. So I get add sounds to it. So, all right, there we go. Mrs. K says 20% of the world's fresh water. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot. Scott says one of the big arguments about the data centers is using the fresh water. Yeah, that is an argument, but keep in mind, you can, it's not like you're destroying the water. So there is that. I mean, obviously, what we need to do is find a better system. One of the things I do like is that at least putting the data centers in Canada, half of the year we don't really need a lot of, we don't need to use a lot of resources to cool them. Like today in Ottawa, oh boy, data centers, you wouldn't just open a window and they're going to be cool. Samantha says, doesn't Nestle own a lot of it? The water? I remember hearing something about Nestle buying Canadian water. Oh gosh, that was years ago, I think. I honestly don't know how that ended up going. Lily says I own some after here we go. I just had some coffee while it happened. That's so weird. Like, it's just this quick little, and I watch a little circle go around for quite literally a second or two. Let's see. That drum sound was my heartbeat after the stress test today. Oh my gosh, you took a stress test? Yikes. That does not sound fun. Does not sound fun. All right. Okay, here's some more information. So USAR is building an integrated REE supply chain to challenge China's dominance, recently fueled by massive U.S. government backing and a full mine-to-magnet chain via the UK LCM acquisition. Okay, yeah. So this is going into the magnets as well. I like that. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing for this company, obviously. You've got a very determined United States right now to sort of, move and shift everything away from China. So yeah, I do like the company. I still like the Canadian stuff better just because, I mean, we're already proven the point. Like, we're already doing really, really well. But I think that company, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. I have nothing I can say bad about the company for sure. A Dirty Doug. Great name. A Dirty Doug Swick. I love it. Doomberg indicates that data centers might be put up in the Canadian northern regions, as you say, to mitigate the cooling expenses. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly one of the things that can happen. Because, yeah, why not take advantage of some of the colder places on Earth for your data centers? I know that there's also been talk of putting some in orbit. I I'm skeptical a little bit on those ones, but you know, if you can get it to work, because the problem is if, well, heck, if you could put them up in orbit and keep them in a geo, I don't want to say no, it couldn't be a geostationary orbit. If you could have the sun, so you need to come up with a solution because it is very razor directly on you. So that's just something I would say. Frozen. I don't know what's going on. Sue, DEFN is a penny stock mine in BC backed by both government and Indigenous. It is rare earth and supposed to also have the U.S. involved for the refinery could be interesting for if looked for rare earth. Okay, yeah, DFN, I'm pretty sure we've looked at them before. Let's pull them up. All right, defense metals, here we go. So yeah, look at this. Today alone, they're up 16.98%. That's not too shabby. I mean, there's still a penny stock sitting at 31 cents, but kind of curious. I don't know how much data I'll actually have on their back end, other than they're not profitable, but they probably are by now, maybe, depending on, once again, when that earnings report is, because that's when you look at these numbers, it's from the last earnings report. So if if a company's been doing really well since that earnings report, sometimes that data is not 100% accurate. So just something to always keep in mind. Know when the data is coming from and what's happened since then. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting one. I would say that it's probably, I don't like to place penny stocks, but this might be one that's worth a little bit of play money. So, when I say play money, I'm not talking about fake money. I'm just meaning that a lot of investors will have, their core portfolio, and then they might have like, maybe they got a couple thousand that they use just to play around on some of these penny stocks. That's perfectly fine. This would be, Scott says, I find, this is a good, that was a longer one. That one was actually a couple of seconds. Oh boy, I don't know what's going on, guys. Um, all right, I find all tests stressful. Yeah. I, Oh, it did it again. Oh my gosh. Hopefully, if it gets worse, guys, we might have to call the stream. But right now, it doesn't appear to be getting too bad. Hopefully. Back to stresses, yeah, or tests. If I'm prepared for a test, I don't find it that stressful. If I'm absolutely unprepared for a test, well, one, I try never to put myself in that situation. I always like to be prepared. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't find them super stressful. Like I know people who find them really stressful. Maybe Scott's one of those folks. But yeah, I used to oh, and this is me geeking out a bit, but I actually used to enjoy exams back in high school. Brian, Nestle owns a lot of water rights around the GTA, a lot of complaints around them drawing down the water tables and affecting surrounding rural wells. Oh, there we are. There we are. There's a bit more information on Nestle. Ah, yeah. All right. Let's see here. A good afternoon, all almost up 15%. Let's see. Thoughts on CSU? Seems like it's pretty beaten down. Do you think it's hit a floor? Oh, Constellation Software. This is feeling it feels tough. It feels tough. I think it's hit the bottom? I'm hoping. I am hoping. And I'm going to pull up the 1 year on this. And actually, I'm going to go to the 3 year because we really can't see too much. So I've kind of mentioned right here that for me, I think the very bottom they could go to is about 20. I'd even say 2,700 would be That's a really big support for them. I would be worried if they fell below 2,700. So, is this the possibility that we're going to see a bounce back? There's a possibility, but they still have to sort of overcome a lot of things. The big thing is they have to demonstrate that their software with UI with AI, that is very viable, that it is something that people would want. So they need to demonstrate that. The other thing too is they need to get investors. Well, their CEO just left, and yeah, they kind of need to get investors to forget about that and sort of move forward. And I think it's a great company. I really do, and I want to see them recover. Um, Getting back to 5,000 again because they peaked at 5,000. Not anytime soon. Like that's going to be a long trip. I think this is kind of a big fall for sure. I don't think they're going to recover all the way. Not for not for the next few years at least. At least. All right. Do you think that Evolve Bank has more fuel in the tank, up, down, or flat? I'm glad it's down a bit because I kind of want to buy more. I think bank is going to follow what the Canadian banks are doing. They've been very good at doing that, and I've also liked the way that they have strategized. So what you will see with bank, and and I kind of got a lot of this from my Volve. Gosh, there I went again for a click second. One of the things I like about bank is that if we get to a point where the banks are kind of moving sideways, you're going to find, yeah, Evolve might go flat during that time. But one of the things that they will do is they'll start writing more covered calls. So they'll certainly keep it stable. Like that's the big thing about bank. I think bank will be stable. Um, it's going to follow what the banks are doing because when the banks are much more bullish and things are moving up quicker, they write less covered calls, so they don't do it as much on the full portfolio. They don't use a full portfolio anyway, but they might pull back a little bit, and that's kind of a good thing. It's been one of the things that sort of helped bank capture more upside, which is really really good. So I like bank. I think bank's going to be a reliable source of income. So anytime it does go down, yeah, buying more, not a bad strategy. Not a bad strategy at all. What are your thoughts on Utes? I understand that this is an income ETF expected to trade flat, but I underestimated how unbearingly boring it continues to be. Yeah, Utes, very boring. It is absolutely. That's a great word to use for it. They're very, very flat. I mean, you're going to get some volatility in there, which is great because that helps. That certainly helps when it comes to covered calls. But when you look at them, and I'll just pull up the 3-year, you can kind of see. Wait a minute, where am I? No, I am there. I am there. All right, we'll look at the 1 year. The 1 year you can see it better. But you can see that they are very, very flat. There's not a lot of excitement. Utes is not going to be one of these ones that you jump in and say, oh, look, it's up 5% today. Probably not. It's going to be, but you're going to get income from it. So to me, Utes is one of these ones that you can just add to. Like for me, I would be, if I was playing this, I would probably just dollar cost average. Like you could say, oh, well, I'm just going to look and see if I can catch some of these little down dips here. Yeah, you could, but this one here is just a design. It's basically designed straight for income. It's not, it's not very growth oriented at all. It's straight up income. So, maybe if it's boring, at least have some fun with the dividends you're getting from it, the distributions. That's the only thing I could say with this one. I don't, because it's a covered call fund, I never say set and forget, but this is probably as close as to a set and forget as what you have. Now Ian says I'm actually down on Utes up after distributions bought a bunch last month. Okay, there we go. And Brian is a certified welder. This I knew. Since 1976, and we have to take a welding test every 2 years for every type and position of welding we do. One shake or not a perfectly slow precision movement and you fail. Yikes. Yeah. I'm actually a certified. I've been certified as an A plus technician, computer tech. It's actually funny. I took the course years ago, and I got certified. And my group was one of the last to get certified before they changed it. And this was through a group called CompTIA, and mine was for life because they used to certify you for life. But after about a year after us, they changed it so everybody who gets certified has to get recertified every so many years. But anybody who had it before then was all grandfathered into the lifetime. So I am a plus certified computer tech. I still remember quite a bit, but I haven't really opened up a computer now in probably I don't know 7, 8 years. So what can I say? Scott says I don't put more than 1 to 2,000 on my penny stock bets, and now I see them sitting up around 150%. That's not too shabby. That is not too shabby. Sue says, DEFN, Candace, I don't usually play penny either, but because of the backing, it is very interesting. When you do some digging and a lot of reading, you might, it's not producing yet. Interesting read. Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I like, I like the information that you've presented. Like I'm looking at that and I'm like, I can see some promise there. So obviously, yeah, if I was going to actually seriously get into it, I would definitely dig even deeper for sure. I always say this, guys, when you're looking at a new stock that you don't know a lot about, well, you want to learn. You want to learn more about it before you jump in. Um, you know, when I say do your due diligence, I mean really do your due diligence. It is your money. It's not like it comes easy, right? It's a hard job. It's a hard job. Sue says it should pull back. Let's see here. Bismarcky, boring is good with a covered call ETF as long as it keeps paying out healthy distributions. I agree. Oh, I see something. I don't know where this came from. It must be up ahead. It must be up ahead, but we got our first in here. We got a gifted Mountain Finance membership. I don't know who won. Actually, I can take a look over here on my test machine. But let's see here. No, oh, yeah, my test machine is no longer on the channel. Oh boy. So yeah, I don't know who won. It's not telling me, but that's fine. Anyway, thank you, Marina, for that. And that, guys, is well, this goat. I am going to replace this goat because it's not expanding across the full screen. So it got the resolution wrong on it. So I'm gonna just change up the Monopoly goat. It'll still be a Monopoly goat. I was meaning to do that today, but quite literally, guys, oh gosh, let me tell you about today. Um, let me tell you about today. So I have been getting ahead. So today was my film and edit the video for Friday day. So I sat down, got everything going, and I went through probably 5 or 6 false starts to the video. And I finally got one I liked. I got through the video, started to put away my lights and started to get ready to edit. And then I realized as I took my mic off and my mic wasn't on. I was like, no. So I had to put all the lights back up and I had to get everything all set up again. Um, but then I nailed it. I nailed, like, quite literally. It may have been the best filming that I ever had that second time around. So very few mistakes. Editing was a little bit easier. Well, other than I wanted to change a few things up. So you guys will notice on the Friday video, it's the same, but it looks a little different. So, let me know what you think when you guys check it out. But yeah, so it put me behind. It put me behind today. So normally I have my first pass completed by I normally have most of the core part of the editing done by about, I don't know, about 12:30. It was getting closer to 12:30. Okay, and it's back again. At least it shows me. So I just stopped talking. I stopped talking when the picture disappears from the StreamYard. And I'm like, okay, oh boy, I don't know why it's doing that. I do not know why it's doing that. That's kind of that's not fun. That's not fun at all. All right. Um, Oops, actually, I was higher up. I was actually right here, Ian. We're on Ian. Utes might get some upward momentum once the telecoms rebound, if they ever do rebound. Yeah, that will certainly help. That'll certainly help. It might pull them up a little bit. I actually do think the telecoms will have a better 2026 than they had in 2025. So we should get something. We should get something. Oh, let's go to big screen because we're not using anything yet. Scott says it's all well and good to the CC distributions, but if there's no growth, it's losing value due to inflation. Yeah, well, keep in mind when I say no growth, so a lot of these ETFs that go sideways, they should still be moving up slightly. Absolutely, you're right there. They should still, at least at the very least, they should be moving up as high as inflation. So yeah, absolutely. Um, it shows that Arson Aaron won the membership. Okay, what a name, Arson. Arson, or is it Arsena? Or no, it's Arson. Arson Aaron. Okay. Well, this is somebody who really enjoys a good campfire, I guess. Bismarcky says thoughts on GASU or Gas D. Oh, Gas U or Gas D. Okay, it's back. Oh boy, that was a good long one. Holy banana bread. Gas U. All right. So those, of course, these are your Beta Pro. These are your. Actually, no, this is not Beta Pro. This is the other company because I noticed the Save. Oh, what the heck is the name of the company? I don't know. I don't know what the name of the company is anymore. I know I did a video on it, but these are still leveraged. So 2x. So you've got the up and you got the down, and yeah. You are looking at low volumes on these. You actually will get better volumes on the Beta Pro ones, just because people have been using them for a while. But keep in mind too, these are very geared towards day traders, so that's going to also keep that volume a little bit lower. But be careful with these. So obviously the U means up, the D on the other one means down. So that gives you an idea of the way they're going. So one, of course, is a long, the other is a short. I would just be really, really careful, and also make sure that you're not trading over multiple days, because sometimes that leverage can really, the math can certainly do some interesting things. But I would be very, very careful on those. Max says, "Good afternoon, everyone." Ian says, "Real funny face last time you froze." Yeah, see, for me, the screen just goes green, at least the window, and then I see a little white circle going around, going around. No growth on Utes, but an 18% dividend. Yeah, it's a nice dividend for sure. Ian says, "I'm averaged in on Utes at 950. I think I will be red on it for a while." Okay, yeah, there we go. Not the last time you froze. You made a funny face a few times ago. Elsa, Queen of Ardenel. Okay, interesting. Is that, oh, right, Frozen. I couldn't remember the name of the actual the town. I've only seen Frozen once. What can I say? Only because everybody's like, "Oh, you have to watch Frozen. You have to watch it." So I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it once." What can I say? I did. I did for sure. Oh boy. Oh gosh. If only I could get Frozen drinking my coffee. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. Oh my. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the net. It's kind of a I'm in an annoyed state right now, guys. Just annoyed at the net. I'm like, ah, come on, Rogers. Rogers hasn't really ticked me off in a while, so maybe this is their chance. This is their chance, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, actually, another funny thing is it happened while I was filming as well, because I don't film directly here. I've been using StreamYard to film, but I'm thinking of actually just doing it straight here because I might actually be able to get even more pixels, a little bit higher quality perhaps. So that might be something I'll start doing just to see how that goes. What can I say? All right. Yeah. I was trying to think of something. Oh yeah. So the secret goat. That's where I wanted to go to. So as you guys know, we are retiring our goats. So we're retiring, well, not all of them. We're retiring the old goats. Right now, we only have one of the old goats left. So we do have a new secret goat. We have begun. So the first clue on how to get that goat is that, well, we basically revealed that it's a sticker. So you got to do something with a super sticker. Um, Scott kind of came up with a couple of ideas. And yeah, that's kind of interesting. A couple of them were definitely really interesting. So it might be something like that. I'm going to give you guys another clue, um, probably on Wednesday. Or you know what? If we do a show tomorrow, I'll give you a clue tomorrow. Um, just to get you guys get you guys going. But Scott, I think Scott has a general idea, but he just doesn't have enough information because there's a lot of super stickers. So there's probably a specific, and this is almost giving you guys a clue. There's probably a specific super sticker that will unlock the final goat, So, but I will give you a hint on that because there's a lot of them. Like how many super stickers are there, guys? Like 100. you know, and whatever you do, guys, don't just sit here and like do 100 super stickers trying to hit it. Wait till you get the next clue. That'll narrow it down considerably. Scott saying things that come up in the live stream. Well, maybe. Let's see. Good one, Scott. Oh yeah, the mountain goats. I love that. That's kind of cool. I actually have I got some pictures. I actually got pictures of, I don't know if you call them mountain goats, but we were driving through part of the Rocky Mountains in Alberta once, and we got to this one area, and there was just a ton of goats on the road, and they surrounded all the cars and started licking the salt off of them. But I got a whole bunch of pictures of them. It's actually pretty cool. All right. Are you on Wi-Fi or wired? I am on Wi-Fi. Right now, there's no connection from the basement that comes up here. But like I said, it has been perfect up until the last couple of days with and it sort of coincides with the storm. Like, because that was always one of my concerns, is that if you're wired, you've got a better connection. So one of the things that I did is I did a lot of testing because otherwise I would have left my studio in the basement at that point. But I did a lot of testing, and I was hitting every mark. Never had an issue. So I still think it's probably on the Rogers side. But I'll do some more testing, and we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully this resolves itself sooner than later, because all right, we got that one. Things that come up during the live stream. I can definitely say, I have, yeah, this has come up, I think. I think it has. Well, or maybe it hasn't. I don't know. We'll find out. Like I said, I will give a clue on the next stream. On the next stream, you guys get a clue as to what type of sticker it might be. So we'll figure that out. Of course, we need to see what the market's going to do tomorrow. Oh, I know what I wanted to do, guys. I wanted to just see where the TSX actually ended. Okay, so it had a little, like you can see, hopefully you can see this. There's a tiny little green candle. So we at least ended on the positive a little bit there. So And the last thing I wanted to do is see if C&Q could make it back to the green. They could not. They finished at negative 0.18. So, oh gosh. Ooh, here's one I did not see earlier. Look at this, guys. Bombardier. No, I got to do this. I used to be able to just click on them and they would pop up for me. I wish I had that functionality back. But Bombardier today down 10.36%. That's yeah, that's a lot. That's quite the drop. I wonder when I hear that, it makes me wonder if they had an earnings. I don't know if they did or not, but what the heck went on with Bombardier today? Let's see here. Really? Are you not going to give me Bombardier? BOMB. There we go. Bombardier. OTC. There's got to be a TSX version. Oh boy. I'm getting on more watch lists, guys, as I type this in. Oh boy. Actually here, wait a minute. Duh. All right, let's see here. I was already here. I just go to the full chart. What am I doing? I could have just went to the full chart. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Bombardier price target raised to 191 from 194 by Goldman Sachs. Mining shares lift TSX. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be the only thing that we have in here. I don't know how this would actually cause them to fall, but what can I say? Yeah, it's not really giving me any information at all. So that's the only piece of news that we seem to have on Bombardier today. Luke is in the house. Happy Monday, everyone. I missed Sunday stream. I was out mowing on my lovely green lawn in Victoria, BC. Oh my gosh. All right, what can I say? Mowing. Oh my gosh. All right. Rob says, Candace, I just clicked the X button on my trading view by accident, and then I got it back up again by typing in the trading view, but now I don't see the charts I once had. What happened? You clicked the X button. That's all I can tell you. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, I'm really not sure. All I can say is maybe try it again. Actually, oh, wait a minute. Did you, I think you need to at least create an account. So you'll notice up here, there's this little M where I'm at. That's because that's my account, right? So I can go in that way, and it will save it to my account. If you don't have an account, it's not going to save it. Like there is a free account. Set up a free account before you do it. Otherwise, yeah, if you refresh, you're going to lose everything. I think that's what's going on. Ian says, I'm up today. ENCL and Utes pushed me up into the positive. Ooh, nice. All right. And, while we're here, Sky is in here with a 149 super sticker. And, oh boy, I need to know what this is. Just give me a second here. Okay, Sky, oh no. My test machine normally showed me the things. All right, here we go. I think I have it. Oh no. Oh. All right. Give me a second because I need to. I got two super stickers here and I can't see what they are. Normally my test machine tells me what they are. All right, let's give me a second here. I'm loading up. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look here and see what we got. All right. Okay, we got some trees for Sky, and we got 100 from Rumor. Those are not the items I'm looking for. However, let's get back to Sky. That is still a Goat Squad event. So we get the Space Goat. This is my favorite. This is my favorite right now. The Space Goat. I love the Space Goat. And whoops, if that's not enough, let's get back here. We also have Steve in with a 99-cent super sticker, and that brings us our Bell Goat. So our TSX Bell Goat is in the house. All right, now if that ain't enough, we also have Danielle coming in, joining as a new channel member. And that, oh boy, that is, well, that brings up our old goat. This is the one about to be retired. This is the goat that's going to be retired once we get the secret word. That hopefully sooner than later. All right, now, with a channel membership, of course, Danielle will be able to watch videos one day sooner. Danielle will also be able to come to the channel members live stream, where basically I got a chance to deep dive into whatever topics you guys throw at me that month. And starting in February, we will be having office hours on Mondays. So there will be, that'll be just cool. Basically, it's an hour I'm putting aside for the channel members on Mondays, where I just, I'm there to answer questions, whatever you guys want, chit chat, you name it, I'm there for it. So that's coming really soon. Oh my God, we're almost at February. Okay. And oh boy, if that's not enough, that just secured a show for tomorrow. So we are back tomorrow. We will have a market close on a Tuesday. All right, now, let's see. There was, okay, a plane crash in Maine. Was there a plane crash in Maine? Oh gosh, I hope not. But, oh, yeah. Oh, there was a plane crash in Bangor, Maine last night involving a Bombardier jet. Oh, to the Bombardier. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's not good. Scott says every time the Motley Fool says you should invest in a stock, that stock goes down. The Motley Fool, guys, if you don't know this yet, the Motley Fool is, well, they are a fool. They're basically, I find them very scammy. Like, what they will do is they will present, like, sometimes you'll notice some of their free articles seem pretty good, because those free articles are trying to suck you into their paid, behind their paywall. Once you're giving them money, you get almost no value for it on the other side. You know, I I had to take a look once just to see, and it was absolute trash. I have no, I have no respect for the Motley Fool at all. So that, make up your own mind. But I'm just telling you how I feel about them. Not very good. Let's see, random attack. Have you looked into Kraken Robotics? It's on the TSX Venture. I have. I actually like Kraken Robotics. Interestingly enough, I actually thought somebody had asked me to bring back the subscriber sponsored video on a Sunday, because I thought they actually wanted, because they were going on about Kraken Robotics and that I should deep dive them. So I thought they wanted to get me to deep dive them. They didn't. I think Paul ended up jumping in and getting me to do an HYLD video. But yeah, I do like Kraken Robotics, and I think, and let's pull them up. I think they're going to do well in the future. Like, I have a lot of faith in where they're heading. All right, PNG, here we go. And, look, they're down a little bit now, but when you really look at the last year, they've been moving in the right direction. Everything is moving towards robotics. And I actually think they'll get bought eventually by one of the bigger companies, and that'll be really good for people who are holding it, I think. So that's kind of where I think about Kraken Robotics. All right. You weren't kidding about prices falling this afternoon. SVR was up 14.58% around noon and closed up 652. Talk about a letdown from noon to 4. I know. The first half of the day was so awesome. And Luke says so close to 10,000 subscribers. I know. 80. Well, let me just double check. I was 86 the last time I looked. Okay, 85. We have 85 to go. All right. Look at the price of silver plummet here in the last 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, and just, let's just go to the silver chart right here. There we go. Oh my God. Like, look how far it has plummeted. Here is, we went off a cliff. So, That's really, 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 really interesting. That's, yeah. Oh boy. Maybe all the doom and gloom everybody was predicting for today, other than me, maybe it was just delayed. Maybe I was wrong and it was delayed. That's a possibility. Let's see. Sue says, if anyone was in HL, I hope you got out before the news today. The investor diner and ringing of the closing bell, buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah. Let's. I haven't actually seen, but let's take a look and see what happened here. HL. So Helica Mining. All right. Oh boy. Yeah, look at that. 5.78%. Big slide towards the end of the day. So definitely interesting. Yeah, down today and after hours. I love having the membership. Thank you. Thanks for all you do. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Do you follow any other YouTube finance channels? If so, which ones? I pretty much follow them all. Not that I actually watch everything. I mean, I don't have that much time, but I pay attention. First of all, I definitely pay attention to what people in the area are doing. So I will watch everything from Brandon Beavis to Adriano just to sort of get a general sense. So my channel is kind of interesting. I think my channel I think we're the only growth income channel in the country, as far as I know. I don't know of another. And growth income, of course, that is your hybrid version of investing. So I think we're the only growth income channel in Canada. And so for that reason, I do pay attention. I try to pay attention to what a lot of people are doing. So I'll usually watch anything that Brandon Beavis drops, Canadian in a T-shirt on that side. And then on the other side, I will, of course, watch what Adriano is doing. I've been paying attention. I've watched a few interviews of the interviews that, my former, well, I guess he's still my, I was going to say my mod JJ. He's got some interesting interviews over there on his new channel. So I've been paying attention to that a little bit. Oh boy, Ben Felix. Last time, actually, he was normally he's attacking covered calls, but his last video he was actually attacking equal weighted index funds. So I was just like, oh my gosh, what is it? Did you run out of points to make on covered calls that you're now switching to the index funds? But so I do like to watch quite a few, and I've actually brought a few over. I want to bring a few more over to the channel. Like I've had interviews, like I've had Brandon Beavis on the channel. I've had Adriano on the channel. Gary Gill, I actually want to have a conversation with him on the channel. So, and I know he wants me on his as well. So that's probably going to happen. That'll probably be the next one, I think. I don't have any kind of a time frame yet, but I definitely want to make that happen. All right, Luke said, sold my Kinross gold stock last week. It was time to take profit, 200% in 13 months. That's not too shabby. Tim says, I listened to the Motley Fool podcast. Good for general info. I don't read the website, though. All right, and Lisa is in the house, just checking in. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Luke, if you like robotics, what do you think about ATS Corp? It's all about automation. Yeah, automation is like, and keep in mind, when we're talking robots, right, there's a lot of different types. So automation are very simple robots. They just maybe do one simple thing. But they're huge, especially in any kind of, if you look at any kind of a manufacturing setting, the automation is huge in that. Then, of course, we also have the humanoid robots, and that's kind of the big thing that we're starting to see, especially CES. If you went there, you got to see a little bit. Like, I've seen robots doing kung fu. I mean, it's getting interesting. Paul said I had a phone appointment with Pine Mortgage at 1 p.m. 5-year fixed, 3.94, held until April 1st. Not bad. Scratch is in the house. We don't trust the noise in the news. We break out of a 45-year cup and handle in silver. Hold on to your shares. Okay. Do you have a favorite AI source? Good question. Good question. There's probably about, oh gosh, I think there's about 5 channels that I tend to watch for AI perspective. I think one's called AI Revolution, and oh, this is hard to find. I just have them. They're just always there. But yeah, there is a couple. Well, you gotta go. Let's go to YouTube. I can answer this question by going to YouTube. Sorry, me. I have to leave your. I have to leave my channel. Um, Here we go. Let's take a look. Oh, there's the Doomsday Clock. Not the end of the world, but the new Marvel movie. I'm sure in here somewhere I gotta have one of these. Um, let's see here. Right, and they haven't come out with a new one. All right, there we go. It's back. It's back. I was like, anyway. We went so long. We went so long. Oh, there's JJ, by the way. Gosh, there's so much crap that pops up in my feed for sure. And you know what? I wanted to just find a couple of AI sources, and do you think one of them would even come up? Nope. Not a single one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh well. All right. Well, I tried. I'll see if I can find a couple good ones, Tom. I'll throw up I'll get the information to you once I find them. Oh God, I don't want a picture of somebody picking their nose on my channel. All right, there we go. Actually, here let's we'll leave YouTube. Okay. All right, here we go. But there could be a mean reversion in silver. Don't buy at the top. Yeah, I mean, I like right now, like quite literally all the commodities, I think they're all dollar cost averaging. And you know what? They're going to be up, they're going to be down, but overall, long term, they're going to be up. So that's the way I look at it. Candace, when do you think gold will peak before its next price pullback? What events might trigger it? Here's the thing. I mean, I don't think we're going to get a major pullback in gold. Not anytime soon. We will eventually. I think as long as gold has that luxury of being two things at once. One, it's a highly needed critical mineral in a lot of electronics because of, well, gold doesn't corrode. That's one of the big advantages that gold has over everything else, and it can conduct electricity at the same time. And conduct electricity and doesn't corrode. Good combination. Now, at the same time, it's also a store of value. So we got two kind of factors in there. So I think they'll weigh each other out, sort of buff each other up. So for example, if it's not being used as much for a store of value because the markets are doing great, yeah, it'll come back a little bit, but it won't come back probably as much as it would have if we weren't relying on it so much for electronics, and especially with the expansion of AI data centers and all of that fun stuff. So with that in mind, I think gold is going to continue to move up. It may not move up at the fastest pace, but I think it's going to still move up over the next probably the next couple of years, if not longer. So right now I'm pretty bullish. Like I'm pretty bullish on these, and I don't care about these little pullbacks. Like I don't care. Like you know what, silver came down. If I was looking to buy silver right now, I'd be like, all right, let's buy some silver today because we got a nice big movement to the downside. That's how I look at it. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cool on it. All right. How about Kyle Livingston over at Passive Income Investor? I haven't really watched a lot of Kyle. I know who you're talking about, but I haven't watched a lot. But sometimes I do catch some stuff, and sometimes I don't even know who I'm actually watching because I don't know everyone's name. I probably should because maybe I might want Kyle to come over someday. I honestly I don't know. I don't know a lot about Kyle. I know you guys mentioned him once, and I think I looked him up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize him. I've seen him before. Um, let's see. I watched the Kyle guy, but man, I find him hard to take. Guy hates covered calls. Also comes off overconfident. Okay, all right, fair enough. And he does push growth. Yeah, that happens. Oh, I can turn off the Nightbot because we have a show tomorrow. Let's just turn off Nightbot. Bye-bye, Nightbot. Go away. All right. Paul says, I got the confirmation letter for the mortgage. If every was okay tomorrow. Nice. Kyle is big on growth. Apparently Trump just hiked tariffs on Korea to 25%. Oh gosh, I wonder what they did. It's a short one. Um, Now I'm just trying to get it. It won't advance to the next thing. It won't. There we go. All right, your feed is similar to mine. I do get tired of YouTube not showing new things. Yeah, every so often, YouTube will give me a thing saying, would you like something completely different? I always click yes, and then it shows me the same old thing. I meant, do you use ChatGPT? Yes, absolutely. I do use ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, this is kind of, I'll give you my process for ChatGPT. So I will write a paragraph. So when I'm scripting, I like to write a paragraph. I'll read it over, and sometimes I'm just not happy with it. So I will then upload that paragraph. I'll cut and paste it into ChatGPT, and I'll say, look, how can I make this sound a little better? And usually she'll give me, it'll give me like 3 different selections, and I'll read it through, and then I usually will take I'll take the framework that it gave back to me, I'll modify it a bit more, and then I'm usually happy at that point. So sometimes I use it for some input that way. Sometimes I use it if I need to find some data really fast. I'll be like, okay, provide me some data, and always ask for the sources. Because half the time I'll sort of go through her data, but then I go to the sources and double check things because, I don't know how much she hallucinates anymore, but I still like to do it that way. And if I need a quick image, I'll use ChatGPT or Sora to get like an image or a video, that type of thing. So that's for the most part. I think that's oh, and the thumbnail. I will make the initial thumbnail for the channel, so for a video. Then I'll give it to her. And I'll say, okay, critique this as though you're a thumbnail expert. And she does. I don't always go with everything she asks, but sometimes she comes up with some really good ideas on things I can highlight or things I can put more contrast on. And, I think since I've been doing that with her, I think my thumbnails have gotten, I would say about 25% better. So, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. I certainly will, and ChatGPT is getting better. That's one of the things I know. Like the amount I used ChatGPT a year ago is a lot less to what I'm using now. So yeah, I mean, but I also look at it this way: ChatGPT is a tool, and you got to be, you got to know how to wield it the right way. Otherwise, you can get some garbage if you don't know what you're doing. Let's see, the silver chart you have up is what happens when something goes straight up. How many bought at the peak? Yeah, that's absolutely. Sometimes something will pump up, it will correct a bit. When you look at it on the day, silver is actually up. It's up 0.61%. So a lot of people may not realize that, hey, silver actually began down in here and, went up and came back down. So yeah, that's why, like I said, I take it with a bit of a grain of salt. Let's see. What are your thoughts about silver? I'm very bullish on silver. Silver, actually, of the 3. So I talk about copper, I talk about gold, I talk about silver. Silver actually conducts electricity best out of the 3. So for that one reason, silver is huge when it comes to electronics. So there's a high demand for it. And yeah, I think silver is going to be really, really, really big in the future. Actually, it's kind of big now, actually. Xenial says, Kyle and Gary have collaborated before. Okay, interesting. Let's see, Korea, there goes Samsung's phones prices. Maybe. Phone prices were already doomed with the memory chip shortage due to AI data centers. I've heard that. Good always question AI. I have had debates with IT and have been proven right to have it apologize to me for being incorrect. Oh yeah, no, AI is... like many times I will, I might give a ticker. I might give a ticker to ChatGPT. And here's the funny thing. So when I'm making graphics, so like for example, when I make the main graphic where I have the name of the company spelled out, Sometimes I'll just throw the ticker over to ChatGPT and say, just give me a quick something on this company. It doesn't matter what it is. All I want is the name of the company so I can copy and paste it over so I don't have to type the whole thing out. It may sound funny, but it saves a couple of seconds. But sometimes I do that, and ChatGPT will give me a completely fictitious company that doesn't exist. Well, not a company, but an ETF that doesn't exist. And I'll be like, at that point, I will usually then pull the name. Like, I would normally, like, one of the reasons I don't do it with, so with TMX, if I copy the name off of TMX and I try to paste it into a Google Doc or into Canva, it doesn't always do it correctly. It ends up bringing some block data with it. So that's one of the reasons I like to do it that way. But yeah, it is interesting. Actually, I can go big screen. I can go big screen. Guys, if you got your final questions, get them on in now. We're already into overtime. 1 hour, 41 minutes. But I figured I had to make up for those couple little times when we froze. So hoping that doesn't happen tomorrow because, let's see. Ian says, I think Kyle introduced me to POW and EXE. Probably should not say anything rude about him since I made a lot of money on those two stocks. Oh, fair enough. And here's the thing. I mean, I look at it this way. I mean, there are growth investors, there are income investors, there's me in the middle. Um, there's more than one way to be successful at investing. And it usually comes down to, a lot of it comes down to what suits you, what works for you. Because, that's a big thing. That's a big thing for sure. So I try to be respectful to everybody. Even Ben Felix, I've never called him names or anything because, even though he attacks covered calls, I usually will just say, I don't think he's looking at it. I don't think he's examining it correctly. But, I'll never attack him or anything like that for sure. Are you still in IVN? I am playing IVN. Right now, I don't have an active trade on IVN. In fact, right now I'm waiting for IVN to move itself into a new channel. And let me just pull it up here. Where is my IVN? Whoops, I should go. I should actually bring this up if I'm going to go to IVN. Here we go. Silver, copper, IVN. Where are you? Here we are. So yeah, so here was, this was the channel. I was playing this channel for the last little while. Now they broke up, and here was my prediction of their breakup, and yeah, they pretty much did it. So now I'm going to see what happens here. We might move in. Maybe we'll move into a new channel over here. But so for now, I'm going to be sitting tight on IVM, waiting for them to move into a channel. But hopefully soon, because IVN is one of my favorites. And right now, I do have an active play going on Air Canada, so I am in on here, hoping to ride it back up to here. Well, up to about 1970. So what can I say? Thumbs up and subscribe. Oh, thank you very much. Does that take us one step closer? We'll get our last look at the subscriber count. No, we're still 85. 85 away from 10,000, folks. We'll see what happens. Anyone like bonds? I really don't see the point. Bonds used to have a point, but I feel they're not as important anymore. I think there's a lot more options when it comes to fixed income or just strategies for when the market's not doing super great. So, I think bonds have lost a lot of their relevance, but there's still a lot of old school people who are very much into bonds, for sure. All right, guys. Holy banana bread. 1 hour, 44. I don't mind. We will be back here again tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again, and I will be bringing the next clue for the last secret goat. So that's coming tomorrow. It should be pretty good. And I am... wait a minute. Just a second. How do you figure out your price prediction? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. So let me I'll show you once again here. Let's go to IVN. See, sometimes you guys catch me on the way out and I get pulled back in. Where the heck is IVN at? Why am I just... there it is. It's right above. Right above. All right. So you'll notice what I do is I take a stick and I look at the length at the, of my channel. So there's my channel. Whoops. So once I have that, I then just move it over. And that gives me a general idea. So, and keep in mind, with a channel like this, this is if it breaks to the upside. Now, I assumed it would break to the upside only because of the overall bullish momentum in gold and materials. But if it had broken to the downside, and it can break to the downside, it could have been down here. It could have went down this way. That's one of the reasons I tend not to play. Now, looking at what was going on and kind of my predictions for where the market's going at the moment, I did think there was a higher prediction of going to the upside, which is one of the reasons that I didn't really bring the downside one in to play. So yeah, that's how I got my price prediction. Now, some people who do technical analysis will do some crazy stuff, and I don't subscribe to this. Well, not so much with this. See, this is a channel, but if this were a pennant, so like for example, it was coming in like a triangle. In a case like that, some people will actually they'll actually do the whole base. They'll take the base and they'll say, okay, yeah, that's where it's going if it breaks out. And I'm like, no, it very rarely ever does that. So I play conservative, and usually in this case here, it did exactly what I was kind of thinking. I still wouldn't play it though. I don't play breakouts. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great evening. Thanks, thank you. What do you think about these YouTube channels selling one-on-one coaching sessions, considering they are not certified? This is how I would look at it. And I'm saying it because, I don't advertise. Like, I won't advertise that I do one-on-one coaching. But I will. If you approach me and say, look, I really want some help. Now, I don't see it as being a long-term endeavor. If I'm, if let's say, Scott, you said, Candace, I just want some help to get organized. I just need that little bit of extra coaching. I'd be like, okay, but I'm up front right away. I'm like going to say, I'm not going to sit here and say, you need to get stock A, B, C, D, and E, because I can't tell you that, because that would be illegal. I could actually get in trouble to do that. I can go in and sort of help you and give you some lessons and get you on the right track. And for most people, a lot of times, one session, that's all you need. I, help get you thinking in the right direction, and you sort of move on, and that's fine. And I honestly, I look at it this way: my time is pretty limited, so that's probably one of the reasons I don't advertise that I do that. So, what do I think about them? I think as long as they're very upfront with, what they're going to do, what they can do, what they can't do. And the person is like, yeah, but I really just want that time with you to get my head on straight. All right, that's fine. That's perfect. So I don't do a lot of them, but I do the occasional one when somebody really, really wants it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But if you are not giving them all of the information up front, saying, okay, here are my limitations as a financial coach. Here's what I can and can't do. If you're not giving that to the person, and you're bringing that person, and that person is coming to that one-on-one thinking you're going to pick a bunch of stocks for them, then I don't have any faith in that. I would say that's probably not a good thing. So as long as people are very upfront with it, it's the same idea. Like, you could call yourself a life coach. You can call yourself whatever you want. There are some that will, they'll make a living off of that, and, good for them that they're making a living off of it. But, if I wanted to make a living off of it, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. So what can I say? A good day all. Not sharing the screen. Oh, was I not sharing the screen? Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. We'll go back here to Sue's question. Was it Sue? It might have been Sue. Basically, so this here, my prediction, that's the length right there, the length of the channel. And I did mention that some TA people would, well, maybe not so much with a channel, but like I said, if this was forming a triangle, so if these were getting smaller and coming into a point, Some would say it would be the whole length of the flagpole per se. Um, I don't subscribe to that. I just subscribe to the length of the channel. There we go. If this was coming in, I would still take the length at the mouth of the channel, and that would be my breakout target. But like I said, I won't play this. Like, I did not play this. Even though I saw this coming, I still, still it wasn't 100%. I saw that the probability was that this would be what happened, but that's a probability. There's also the probability it could have went down here by the same amount. So that probability was there too. So just because maybe it's a 66% chance that it's going to do this, that other 33% chance, well, 33.33333, that chance is still there. It's still there, and it does happen. So you got to be kind of careful. And that's one of the reasons I don't like to play these. I like playing channels just because they tend to be more reliable, for sure. Let's see. YouTube is full of fraudulent channels, ads, and comments. They do not care. It is money for them. Yeah, in some cases, and that, to me, that's the wrong reason for doing it. I could do all of that if I really wanted to, but I don't. I've got morals. I just like to have an honest relationship with you guys, and I'm not here to, I'm not here to sell a bunch of stuff. It's kind of like, if you ask me, if you ask me for it, and you're well aware of what I can and can't do, then fine. But for the most part, I like what we're doing right now. I like this communication. I like this, having a chance to talk. And I like this being a forum in a way. So, a lot of you may not have somebody in your life that you can just talk finance to. But you can come in here and you got a whole bunch of people that are like-minded. Yeah, there's differences, political differences, other differences, I guess, but who cares? This is just a chance that you can come in and you can geek out on Canoe if you want to, or you can geek out on HDiv, or and to me that's fantastic. This is kind of like, the channel is the videos, of course, but this is kind of like the icing on everything, and that's what I like about it. Scott says, I would like to see them do one on video. Jared Poland does that for photography with their permission, of course. Oh, okay. Brian says, I haven't watched Mr. Hair Poland for a while since I got more into drones. I like to keep on the gear. All right, there we go. Oh my God, we've almost got to 2 hours, guys. But that's okay. Like I said, I don't mind going extra when if you guys are active and talking and all of that fun stuff. I'm okay with it. All right, guys. But now this time I am going to leave. Believe it or not, I'm going to leave. So we will see you guys here tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I do have one last thing I want to say to you guys. And that is, well, bye-bye.